He's giving the camera a look like I'm not telling the truth, but I've never actually spilled anything on his laptop.
Hello!
He likes to say I did, but I never actually did.
Oh.
I spilled near his laptop, but nothing actually got on it.
Bleh. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, that's so good.
This is a great...
Beer of Choice podcast.
Actually, though, this is my favorite one. My favorite local IPA.
All right, what are we drinking now? What is that?
This is Brewdog's Punk IPA.
Brewdog's
And here,
Punk.
let me get...
Is it like a local thing?
Yeah, well, Brewdog is a brewery that's actually originally from Scotland. They've only got 2 brewery locations, one in Scotland and one in Columbus. And so they opened up a big brewery and tap room out in Canal Winchester. And yeah, I mean, they ship like locally and stuff. So yeah, they're technically considered they're in the process, I believe, of moving their headquarters over to Columbus. So yeah, it's technically considered a Columbus local brewery. How do I describe it? I'm gonna allow me to read you the description on the can because this is gorgeous.
I'm assuming we're not putting this part of the podcast.
No, it's going in. Punk IPA, our flagship IPA, is a post-punk apocalyptic
We're
ale.
putting me and Sam texting and you reading off this can of a beer in the podcast.
You can edit it.
Wait, when Sam
It's not
says,
my fault you're not entertaining.
Wait, as soon as
I'm over here trying.
as soon as Sam
I'm over
says
here trying
hello,
to create
that's
content to the
when-
people.
that's
When
when
you guys say Sam introduces us, I start talking, and you guys immediately check out.
That's when
Okay, I haven't actually introduced this yet, so we'll get to your can in a second.
Hello.
We'll
is
get to your beer
introducing
can
us.
in a minute.
Hello! I'm Sam, that's Chris, that's Caleb.
You
I
got
got
our
it
names
right
right
for
today.
the first time in 3 podcasts.
Hey.
It was actually 3.
And now you can go back to reading your can.
I don't want to anymore.
But
it's
beer
really
point
good.
Podcast.
It's not necessarily beautiful. It tastes really good. Essentially, it's got a bunch of tropical fruits in it, and like hints of caramel, and the hops are not overly bitter. It's a really good IPA.
What are you drinking, Mr. Lieb?
My favorite of all time, which is just Corona Extra. It's super basic.
5 Corona.
Exactly. Get a little lime in there, which Chris does not have, so I'm just drinking it in the nude.
You're not drinking it in the nude. You're wearing a...
Technically, the Corona is nude.
You know.
Caleb has clothing on.
Yeah,
For you audio listeners. All 0 of you, because we do not have an audio-only version of this podcast yet.
Yeah.
Most people are audio listeners. In fact, I think all of people who listen are audio listeners.
Audio-only listeners. Thank you very much. Hey, Sam, what are you drinking? I'm drinking
Listen, Caleb over here being pedantic.
Chris.
Oktoberfest.
Hey, Chris, how are you today?
Why are you on this podcast?
Because I like beer. No reason.
Caleb, I love you. You're my favorite. Sam, what are you drinking?
I already said you weren't paying attention.
Actually, yeah, Sam, is Ryan guys something?
Kind of like when I started talking about my drinking, you started texting.
Ryan, guys, Oktoberfest.
I know. I gave it. I handed it to you
You
after
sure
the
you did.
fridge. How do you like their Oktoberfest? I still haven't tried it.
In the grand scheme of Oktoberfests, I was in Denver, Colorado a couple weeks back, and I'll be honest, Denver has ruined a lot of beer for me.
But you actually went to an Oktoberfest.
Yeah, I went to Oktoberfest in Denver. I ate some sausage. So I can... all right.
Fresh beer will always be better than beer out of
This is
can.
a fun story I haven't told you guys yet, I don't think. So while we're at Oktoberfest...
Story time. Gather around the campfire.
It's like there's this big street in downtown Denver called Laramie Street. If you're from Denver, you know where Laramie Street is.
I'm not
It's,
from
it's
Denver.
their version of High Street.
Okay.
It's like their High Street pretty much, right?
Makes sense.
Sure.
And it's all down that street. So all the shops are still open, but they have all these like stands selling like beer and amazing bratwurst.
Were you making your way downtown?
Making my way downtown. But yeah, so also a side note, I can talk again this podcast. This is
Nice.
great to be able to talk. So we're heading down the street, and we get to the end of the street, and there's like some kind of competition going on. And we're like, ooh, what's going on? It's me and my friend Jake, who I stayed with, by the way. Hello, Jake. And we get to the end of the street, and it's this like Stein hoisting contest.
I'm sorry, it's...
Stein hoisting.
Can you start over? Oh, no, I'm kidding. A Stein hoisting?
So you have to hold.
You have to hold it out in front of you like
one
this.
Stein in each hand.
What is a
Hold the-
Stein?
It's like a
Think about this. When you think of like a Bavarian German, you know, like Lederhosen.
Okay. Yeah.
Hefeweizen.
Okay.
That
You know
big thing
the
of-
big glasses that they have? Those
Oh,
are Steins.
and they're full.
yeah.
Yeah,
They're not
Sam, if you were to go down to
downtown, if I was to make my way downtown,
if you're gonna make, there's a I can't remember the name of the place now. I got smashed the last time I was there too. That's probably why I can't remember the name. It's like a Bavarian German place over down it's not really downtown. It's like if you're going down 315 on 61 to go downtown and then get on.
Yes.
Yeah, it's over in that area. I cannot remember the name of it for the life of me. They probably have a crazy Oktoberfest out there, though. That'd probably be fun.
Yeah, probably. German Village.
I'm going to look up the name of it because I can't remember the name of it.
But yeah, so one of the stories.
But they do the same thing, and I got second place at one.
I hoisted Steins, and it was fun.
It's hard.
The guy that I was doing it with, Jake and I, finished. We both tied for winning the heat that we were in.
Mm.
We weren't in heat, but we were in a heat.
It was a tournament?
What?
Assume that was implied.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, it was pretty fun.
Columbus.
Steingeist.
We're going to open up a brewery in Germany and call it Steingeist.
I mean, for whatever reason, the Central Ohio area is huge for brewing alcohols. So,
well,
specifically beer. It's a craft beer. Hofbrauhaus. That's the name.
Yeah,
Hofbrauhaus does the Stein competition.
So, as far as beer cities in America, it's like Denver has the most breweries. Denver has more breweries in it than I think the rest of half of America combined. There's 187.
Yeah, there's a billion of them
in the city of Denver.
Basically, Denver is the capital of craft brewery.
Yeah, so you have Denver. Really? After Denver, you have Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Well, because I lived there when I was 16, so I didn't have any sort of context.
Yeah,
well, you were in Colorado Springs.
Then you got Ann Arbor.
Right. Ann Arbor and Grand Rapids.
Ann Arbor / Grand Rapids, and then Columbus.
Yeah, Columbus is third or fourth as far as.
Although funny enough, is Ann Arbor and Grand Rapids have more than Columbus, but granted, we might be biased because we live here. But most Columbus beers I tend to like more than.
I don't know. Have you been in Michigan and drank Michigan beer?
I've never been to Michigan.
What?
Yeah.
But
why would I go to Michigan?
You've never been in the state of Michigan?
Why would I go to the state of North?
Okay, here's the thing. Listen, we all hate the University of Michigan except for Caleb.
And the rest of the state.
I have zero context to the sports.
I'm sure it's not.
It's a beautiful state, actually.
It's just an OSU
some
rivalry
lakes
thing.
And stuff.
I've not been in the state of North. I like Great Lakes, which is in Ann Arbor. I'm sorry. I think they're from Grand Rapids.
Hold on, wait. Let me do it in the mic next time.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
But yeah, so
we're big fans of craft brewing out here.
That's the moral of the story. So we haven't filmed. So you may not notice this because we did a pretty good job of maintaining.
Are we showing them how the sausage is made right now? Music is playing.
Do you want to go pause that?
Did Spotify just turn itself on?
I think Caitlin did that. Caitlin is my girlfriend, not my laptop.
Dude, she's playing Quinn.
You gotta actually you can just that should be fine.
We might legitimately have to cut that out for fear of a copyright strike.
I'll probably mute. Oh no, you can just leave that up. Just reopen. We're good. We're fine.
It's not over 15 seconds. We'll probably be okay.
Yeah, we're fine. That was 2 seconds. So
that's really funny.
My girlfriend and I share a Spotify account. And by sharing, I have Spotify and she uses it because I'm a good boyfriend. And
I can't believe it just activates it.
Well, it does that.
What you can do if you have multiple devices on the account, you can basically sometimes to mess with her,
Apple Music, so I don't know.
I'll change a song she's listening to or pause her music
or change it to some death metal or some
you can
country.
Change.
That's hilarious.
I don't do it anymore because I feel like I was a little childish. But when we first started sharing Spotify, I did it all the time.
Yeah, well, because my sister and I would fight over the Spotify Premium all the time.
Yeah, because your sister had. It was Emily's picks or something like that. It was her playlist that she had.
Yeah.
And I'd always see Caleb Sanders, and the playlist was M's picks. And
yes.
I was like, oh, his sister's using Spotify.
I think Brittany uses Spotify.
It's way better than Apple Music.
I disagree.
I think they're the same thing, and it doesn't matter.
They're so similar now. It's. I don't even bother trying to compare them.
It's really
basically it really just comes down to personal preference. I still think Spotify has better curation in their playlists. But Apple Music's UI is 10 times better than Spotify.
Spotify's laptop UI is really nice, but
Spotify's laptop UI
their
is
app
great.
UI is yeah.
It's bad. I don't like using it on the app.
Do you have to use iTunes?
I have it on my laptop because I enjoy. Like you said, the laptop UI is great, and that's what I feel like it was really built for. I don't like using it on my phone, but also because on the phone, while technically Spotify does stream at a higher bit rate than Apple Music, at least because I have an iPhone. On Apple Music I can have an EQ going, whereas I can't do that with Spotify. So it actually sounds better on Apple Music on my phone than Spotify does.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. conclusive.
So that's why I prefer it.
That's fair. As someone who doesn't have a smartphone, I just use my laptop only, so Spotify obviously is the obvious choice.
I mean, my preference is always going to be Apple Music just because I can interact with Siri.
But you just changed.
Yeah.
My preference is always going to be, you just got an iPhone.
Yeah.
And henceforth,
Yeah,
it will forever be...
He's seen the light.
Here's the thing, okay? I used to have a Android and Spotify because that's the best choice for Android if you have
Yeah.
it. But if you have an iPhone, when you're driving to work in the morning
Apple
and you're
Music's
like
so good.
freaking fiddling with a coffee cup and not even like touching the steering wheel and like
Oh
trying
yeah,
to,
you can just throw up like Siri play.
just be like, hey Siri, play Wheels on the Bus Go Round and Round, and she's like, hey dude, that's not a very good music, but I'll play it. And
She does say that. This is true.
no, but
She's like, I'm
it's really
sorry,
cool.
Caleb. I'm afraid I can't do that.
It's really nice being able to like have that sort of I came home with Siri, and I had the iPhone and everything, and I'm like, I need to have all of the products in my home be Apple.
Are you on the free trial for Apple Music right now? Because it's 3 months.
I am on the free trial, but I mean, it's like what, $10 a month or something,
Yes.
something like that.
That's like the industry standard for that kind of
Yeah.
service.
It's literally
So-
Spotify. Like they've reached almost full parity in terms of
Library?
library. Yes.
Full parity?
All the parity parity.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you meant
parody. No.
the other one, the third one.
parrotie.
Parody, like
Parrot-y.
like
Parrot.
parrot, like
Yeah, like a parrot.
parody in
As
nature.
similar to a parrot.
Parrot apostrophe Y.
I find Apple Music to be parody.
It'd be a dash Y.
Did I say apostrophe? In my mind, when I said apostrophe, I
Whomstead.
Are there 2 T's in parrot? I think it's just one.
think it's 2. Parrot.
OT.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said Parrot. There's
No,
2
I'm just
Rs.
asking.
I think there's 1. Is there 2 T's? Ask Siri.
I'm gonna ask you. I'm on it already.
My nips. All right, my nips are in constant violation. If you see this,
We were trying to find them. in
someone
the car.
please
I found it.
How many T's are in
call
parrot?
call 811. Save my nips now.
It's hearing you. I got all of that, but it's 1 T in parrot.
All right, so
Hey Siri.
How many T's are in parrot? Call 8116 hell. Call help. I was like, no.
all right, so we haven't
Hey,
filmed
Siri.
in a while.
Hey Siri. What's the phone number for the Nips hotline?
Oh gosh,
Wait.
The Nips hotline.
I
Nips.
don't like that.
Hey Siri.
867-5309. Jenny, I've got your number.
All right. Well, you know what? How about this? I'm gonna open up the floor to you guys and just say we haven't done this in a while. Let's do what have we been playing game wise?
Oh, okay.
We haven't done what we've been playing in like a month or longer, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
I feel like I didn't want to do it every week
Yeah, no, it'd be dumb to do it every week.
because then it would be the same things.
We're not working. Yeah, we don't have enough
So
free
I feel like
time.
once- so I feel like
constantly
once-
rotating.
I feel like
games.
once a month is probably a good idea to do it.
Okay.
I think it works.
Grease.
You want me to start?
Yeah.
Please,
Or I have my answer if you don't already.
Please. No, I've been playing a bunch actually.
Oh yeah, boy.
Which is weird because Sam's been gone for the majority of the last 3-ish weeks. Really about last month or so.
About 5 weeks I've been on the road.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anytime that I've been at home in the apartment, I've been all by myself.
All
Myself. Don't wanna be.
There has to be once per podcast.
by
There has to be
myself.
one annoying chorus line sung at full max volume.
Can do.
All right.
I'll take care of it.
You know how to close it out. Watch this very large man awkwardly struggle to get out of his couch.
tell her to use it on her phone or something. Goodness gracious.
All right, excuse me. I have to.
She doesn't watch these, right?
I gotta.
To be honest, I don't know.
She doesn't subscribe. I'll
Here's
tell
the
you
thing.
that.
She subscribes.
Oh, does she?
Yeah. Here's the thing.
Does she have a username that I don't recognize then?
I think so. Or
Yeah,
no,
what-
you can't
what
see
the
all
hell,
users. You
Caitlin?
only see like 20 of our subs.
She hid her username.
She might.
from
But here's the thing.
Well, she heard me
Does she
say-
not trust me?
Did you say what the hell? Wait, what did you say?
It feels oddly narcissistic to like ask my girlfriend if she watches our content.
I asked Bernie if she watches that.
Well, because like, just
The answer is no, she doesn't.
oh yeah. The thing is,
I make her watch our stuff,
does that
and then she likes it. But I mean,
I think the closest I felt to being famous because of this podcast was when,
did you get recognized?
well, by you, but not by you, but no. So,
Oh my God, you're Sam from Save.
So I'm
Big fan.
You weren't here for this, but when I flew back in from Colorado, Chris.
He got recognized in the airport. Oh no, I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
no. So I got picked up from the airport, and
Do you want me to set up the?
yeah, you can set up.
the
You can set
habits?
up what happens.
Well, I went to pick up Sam from the airport when he's coming back 2 weekends ago now.
Yeah, it was 2 Friday nights.
Two
ago.
Fridays.
So 2 weeks ago from tonight, actually.
The night before, I was out with for anyone who don't know, my fiance Brittany. I was out with Brittany, and she wanted to meet up with a couple of her coworkers. So we went downtown for a little while. Went to a super douchey club place that I hated.
Okay.
It was called Douche McBar.
Douche McBar.
It's-
All right, so you went down to Douche McBar with your fiance.
Only best dude, douche McBar, to hang out at this club that I didn't like for people that I don't know. Let me know how you really feel.
You can say that because Brittany will never watch this.
She
Okay,
might.
so Douche McBar.
Hi, Brittany.
She might.
Anyways, Douche McBar and blah, blah,
Hello,
blah.
Brittany. I love you. But I mean, we left from there, and we brought one of Brittany's friends with us because they were going to hang out. The initial plan was I was going to drop them off at Brittany's place later, and they were going to hang out together. But I hadn't seen Brittany at all that day, so I wanted to spend a little time with her. So the three of us went to go pick up Sam from the airport, and then now you can pick this up because I'm sure you want to tell it from your
So
side.
I see the three of them pull up, and I knew there were 3 people in the car because I called Chris earlier to see where they were.
I told him it was going to be the three of us. Yeah.
Well, no, because when I called you earlier, I heard you ordering 3 meals at McDonald's. You actually hadn't told me the third person.
Can we, just to recap, that's the reason he knows how many people, he heard how many orders they had at McDonald's over the phone.
Yes.
Okay,
I swear I told you.
Yeah, told me.
moving
It was
on.
there.
Oh, that's a.
But yeah, so
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
They pull up, and I see somebody in the back seat who I didn't recognize, and I was like, "Oh, one of Brittany's friends." Because I knew you were out, so I assumed one of Brittany's friends
Yeah.
just came back.
Yep.
So I threw my stuff in what room there was in Chris's trunk. Spoiler alert, not a lot.
She had to be. I said I went to go hang out with people that I didn't know. I did know this person. I want to clarify that
So-
Anastasia's a friend of mine.
I get in the car,
Yeah.
and I start to introduce myself. I start to be like, "Hi, I'm," and she goes, "Oh, I know who you are. I've seen your podcast."
and I looked at Sam and I was like, "That's the only time we're ever gonna hear those words."
It was one of those things where, because of her personality, at first it was very like. Honestly, she struck me as like a tsundere.
She watches our stuff.
Well, good. If you know what- if you can
I'm
Google-
sorry.
You can Google tsundere, I guess, if you want. Good luck
I thought it was
spelling
Sundare.
Tsundere.
Oh,
Is it
shoot.
tsundere?
I've been saying it wrong this whole
Do you know what
time.
a tsundere is, Caleb?
I'm very well aware.
So
and
it
I had a
struck me-
similar experience with Chris's friend when we were playing the Battlefront beta.
Was it the same friend?
No, maybe she had a lot of a deeper voice and also was very male. So
She watches it. No.
Solkoa. Oh, I forgot because I was going to call you Caleb Oni-chan.
no, I don't want to
When
be
you came over to
that.
play Battlefront, that might have been the same person.
I love you.
Was she tall?
No.
Short?
This was a dude on the phone,
Oh.
and he said, "Oh, is that the guy from the podcast?" And I said, "Yeah."
I don't remember who she was.
Also, Anastasia, if you do watch this, a tsundere is not like a bad thing, but your first impression was very like.
we should clarify. She's from Russia. She's a dancer from Russia. English is not her native language, and two, she has a very Russian personality.
No, she's very nice. She was very nice. But
No,
it was
she's
just-
awesome.
The first thing I started to say my name, she was like, "I know who you are." I was like,
Right on.
They're like,
Wait.
okay. Is
Chris, what have you actually been playing? I wasn't. Playing.
that what we were talking about? I don't remember.
What were you?
What have I been playing? I've been playing a few things.
Oh, you didn't actually say it. And I
never
missed
said.
it. Okay, I'm just making
I never
sure.
said. We
"Sooner
got,
playing."
I have a
Yeah,
really-
sidetrack.
that's all right.
Hell.
This show is for us. We can do
Absolutely.
whatever the hell we want.
I have a
This
bad
is
habit
our show.
where
It's not your show. It's ours, and we'll talk about the things that we enjoy.
Yeah, if you want to make your own show, buy your own video equipment, and take Caleb from us.
It's not hard.
Please take Caleb.
anyway.
Don't take my Caleb, I like him.
So
Caleb's
The
a
things that I'm
trademark.
playing though.
Bag of pretzels and
I played. I know this isn't
Can of
super
bud.
recent.
I'll take it.
I know this isn't technically super recent, but we've not had another platform to. We haven't had the opportunity to really talk about it on camera yet. Is the Battlefront 2 beta, which I am enamored with. I can't wait for the full game. I thoroughly enjoyed just about everything. I think really my only major complaint is the lack of squads. It's a really strange thing that they don't have a squad function in their squad-based shooter.
loot boxes.
The loot boxes don't bother me all that much. I know people are claiming that it's pay to win, but I didn't notice any difference between people that had different star cards. So it didn't bother me all that much. You can literally avoid loot boxes and have the same and have a fine.
Okay,
fine
good stuff.
Now, granted, that was stuff specifically picked for the beta. I don't want to make any major assumptions for the final release, but they have also come out and already made a statement saying that progression is different than the way it was in the beta, and that you do have to earn the most powerful things through gameplay rather than getting them out of.
Yeah, if gameplay just means you play the game a bunch and then get loot cards, but
they were specifically saying that you don't get them out of loot boxes. They wanted to be clear about it because they've got a lot of backlash for that sort of thing already.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, they've already said that they've made a couple of statements saying that these were the things that the most common things that we saw people talking about in the betas, and these are the things that are going to change in the final release. So I was like, okay, I'm very excited for this game. I'm glad that they're addressing those sorts of things. DICE is doing a very good job of listening to their fan base. I know people are not crazy with EA as a publisher, who are not the developers, I should add, adding in the loot box sort of thing, but it really doesn't bother me all that much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still very, very excited for the game. The gameplay is fine. The presentation's gorgeous. The story looks amazing. The campaign looks very, very good. I'm very excited for the game. I think it's going to be really good. I've also been playing because we're at this point now where we've got like a couple weeks lull before the holiday rush really hits.
Yeah.
And that always you always get to that kind of point every year. Although this game it's just been every week something's been coming out. So to have like even just the 2 weeks that we did
around that time anyways,
where nothing huge is.
They're trying to release for Christmas. Really, is what they're trying to do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know. I mean, I understand how this works, but I mean, it's like all year long we've had major games coming out. This is, I think, probably one of the best games in gaming that we've had since like 2007. So to have a couple weeks where there aren't any like major titles coming out has been really, really cool. So I've been taking the opportunity to kind of go through a little bit of my backlog and play stuff that I haven't touched in a while.
Nice. Yeah.
Because I always add all of the PlayStation Plus games whenever they go free, and then I don't ever get the chance to download them.
I meant to
so
ask.
what I did was I went through. I just finished up Infamous Second Son, which is so
Second Son
good.
That's the second one, right? That's not the third. That's the third one.
That's the PS4 one.
It was Infamous 2.
How was it?
Awesome. Oh, it's so good.
Infamous 2 I really liked over Infamous 1.
I love the first two games, and I never got around to playing the third one, so I was really happy to play.
Well, because you're like
a character too, I should add.
It's like you turn from the electric guy to the
hit me up, Troy Baker,
to the fire guy,
smoke
right?
based. Yeah, he's fire and smoke based, and then in the game you actually pick up a couple different other powers as well. His power is that he gets other people's powers. He's like Rogue.
Really?
Sort of.
He's like a conduit.
Yeah. He's the only one. I don't want to say too much because the story's actually really, really good. But
really,
it's like it's set up at the beginning to make you think that like smoke is his thing, when really it's just the first person that he comes across has smoke-like powers, and he realizes that he can take other conduits' powers.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah,
nice.
It's really good. It's
all
really
right.
Good
What about Metal Gear Solid? That's the other one I want to ask you about.
I did start playing Metal Gear Solid. I'm only like 2 or 3 hours into it. Presentation's awesome. It's really, really weird to have the guy that played Jack Bauer voicing
Big Boss.
Snake. Yeah, Big Boss.
Snake. They're different people.
I know. I played Metal Gear Solid 2. I played Metal Gear Solid 2. I played a little bit of a little bit of Snake Eater and a little bit of 4. Mm-hmm. And now I'm playing 5. I like them. They were never really my thing, but I appreciate them. I love Hideo Kojima.
Well, I'm not spoiling anything for you. Not that there's much to spoil, but
I don't care about the story at all. So far, it's done nothing for me.
Just wait till you unlock Quiet. There's some really, really cool stuff you can do with Quiet.
Okay, cool. I'm excited about it.
Yep.
Have you played 4? MGS 4?
Is that Snake Eater?
No, Snake Eater is
3.
Snake Eater's 3.
I never played
Guns
them.
of the Patriots
4. Yeah, Guns of the Patriots was 4. That was the PS3 one.
Was it good?
Amazing.
Guns of the Patriots is... It has to be in the top 3 or 4.
It's considered one of the best games of all time, yeah.
If I go like best PS3 games, my short list in no order.
See, I always heard the same thing about Snake Eater.
Mm-hmm.
Snake Eater is PS2.
Yeah, but
like also 3DS.
As far as top just games in general.
Yeah, Snake Eater's really good.
And PSP, I think. Snake Eater's been on.
It was on
consoles.
PSP. That's true.
Right. Okay.
Something else that I've been playing, and I think this is the game that I've played the most of the past couple of weeks, is Fortnite Battle Royale.
A lot of fun.
Oh, it's like so much fun.
It's like it is to PUBG what like Wind Waker is to like Arena.
That's fair.
Yeah,
it's like how I think about when I look.
I can see it. It's funny enough because at least from what I can tell, as somebody that has not played any PUBG but seen a lot of it, Fortnite's a lot better off. It's much more optimized than PUBG is. It runs a lot better. And I mean, I really like the aesthetic of it. Very like Team Fortress esque. Real bright colors and stuff, real silly. And I mean, the gameplay's it's a lot of fun. I want that number 1 so bad. The highest I've gotten so far is number 9, which I'm pretty proud of.
Have you gotten the chicken dinner in PUBG much?
Oh yeah, I've gotten chicken dinner before, multiple times.
Victory Royale.
If you play, the problem with PUBG is that it's one of those games where it takes a little bit to load in, and you start to go like really ham when you start off, and if you die, you just restart again. And it's like if you sit down and you focus on staying alive, you can stay alive more easily. It's just going to be a boring game.
That's how Fortnite is.
So it's like, yes, I could be first place, but I could also be fourth place and have like 10 kills.
Yeah. Fortnite's cool though because it's a bit smaller, so the games are a little more fast paced. So I mean, even when I actively, it's like the ones I stay alive in most are when I drop really far away from everybody else. There's a couple houses that I've found now on the outskirts of the island that I prefer to go to because a lot of people don't go out.
Yeah, you have your little places.
And so I'll pick up a bunch of stuff, and then I'll spend the next like 8 minutes just running to get into the play area, and then I get a couple kills. I tend to sit around 3 or 4 per game, which I'm pretty happy with.
That's good. Yeah,
and it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy the game. I've only played solo so far. Sam and I are going to play a little bit tonight, and I'm looking forward to doing some duos after we record our gameplay, of course.
Hell yeah.
Batman.
Alien Isolation, if you're curious, I believe we're playing tonight.
Excellent.
Your PlayStation.
Spooky.
It won't take long.
Anyways,
you can start the install right now.
It'll just take a couple minutes.
Okay. Anyways,
because we don't need to update it. It's a single player.
What I'm playing currently is
What are you playing currently, Caleb?
We never actually played Dying Light for you, did we?
So you're not playing it. Dying Light will be our last spook
like
point.
Right now playing it, or like played it a little bit ago and like in the process of playing it, or like literally as we speak.
You're playing, Caleb.
Not the second, but as a human being.
Like recently. Did you start playing Dying Light after we were talking about it?
Yes. Yes, I played Dying Light.
How far
it's very good. I am just to the part where I think where you got, because I just started it a little bit ago.
Like safe house. Oh, I'm sorry.
A little bit
where you go and change
that.
out the lights.
Where you can free roam and get the extra safe.
Yeah, okay.
I went around and unlocked some of the extra safe houses.
An hour in or so, yeah.
I got to the part where it's nighttime, where you unlock nighttime, basically.
Oh, I'm almost there.
It's not like creepy, spooky, like Silent Hill nighttime. It's like,
oh god, I'm going to die.
It's like
because
very
there are monsters
intense.
Outside.
Like think Gears of War when you're being chased around by the Berserker Queen lady. Think like
and
that. It's very like
pillars and
it's really like
you
intense
can't kill it. You got to dodge it and run through the pillars.
It's very like oh god, get to the safe house. You're freaking out the whole time.
Oh
so.
yeah, but I mean, it's the aesthetic. I was like these particular zombies. They look like the necromorphs from Dead Space.
Like they're a little bit. Mm-hmm. And there's all these like special zombies that you have to avoid and yada yada. And if you play on hard mode, there are some new mechanics that are introduced where you have to avoid them in certain ways. And so I've given it a try because I played it on easy mode before. And
I've not played it on hard. I didn't know that was a thing.
I'm getting my butt killed. I can't play it very well.
It sounds like it would be hard.
So
well, I mean, it's like
it's also hard mode. So.
No, my question is, do they actually change the difficulty in interesting ways, or because...
it's not just like, oh, they take more hits to die.
Yeah, I was about to say, do they just make everything a bit more bullet spongy? Because they would have the capacity to, considering that it's really just Dead Island 3.
Some of the zombies, it's a little annoying at first. You really have to be more careful about actually crafting weapons and not just using random pipes and crap that you find all over the place.
You can't do what I did and charge into that horde of zombies and survive.
Yeah, really, you can't. You'll get eaten up pretty quick.
I mean, that's cool.
It is, and at nighttime they made it so it's less difficult to see when a special one is like looking at you and about to alert one of the big boys to come get you. So it's spooky and it makes it way more tense. Really, really good game.
Playing at night is horrifying.
It's upsetting. It's creepy.
Which will be a week.
Which is what Sam's doing next weekend.
A video of me going.
That'll be our very last spook point. That'll be our one that's coming up closest to Halloween too, so which is perfect.
Yeah,
which I'm very excited about because honestly, it's one of my favorite parts of the game, despite my heart exploding during it. So that'll be fun.
Well, Sam, what you been playing recently?
Well, here's the thing. So today I'm here. Obviously,
He is here today.
I left the day after we filmed our last 2 podcasts.
Yep.
Our last 2 gameplays. Filmed them the same day. I left the next day, and I was in Chicago and
4
like
videos
northern
in one day.
Illinois
I'm pretty proud of it.
for about 13 days, 12 or 13 days.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't really played a whole. I played a little bit of Golden Sun while I was out there.
I love Golden Sun. Oh my god.
Well, in
pretty
this
good.
case, then, if you don't have anything that you had the chance to like really sit down and enjoy, is there
Golden Sun.
anything that you're really particular? What?
He just said Golden Sun.
Oh yeah,
But like
I played a
he
little
said,
bit-
he said a little bit. So what I mean is there something that you're really exciting that's upcoming to delve
Battlefront 2.
into?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm Battlefront 2.
I'm so excited.
I'm gonna
for
kind
it.
of answer that a little bit.
Origins, too,
My
I'm
quick
very
answer to
excited
that
for.
is that I am gonna finish Persona 5. Probably start that again this week.
Do you have another 80 hours available to you?
I think
'Cause,
I need about 60 more to beat it. Thank you.
Oh
everyone.
my. Tell me you're not joking.
No, it's about a 100+ hour game. I'm about 40 hours into the game.
Ugh.
That being said, that's not what I'm going to talk about. Because briefly, what I'm going to say is something that I'm going to make a vlog about. Actually,
Ooh.
Okay.
probably tomorrow.
Vlog time.
I have been just binging Naruto.
Yeah,
Just
boy.
like at
I'm sorry.
at an obscene rate.
Hold on. As long as from now on you walk around and when you start to run, you go like this.
Have your arms out behind you.
Gotta do
Yes.
that- yeah, gotta get that.
And if you can do the when do they do? They just go like
The like
yeah, that whole thing.
fireball jutsu, like that.
Oh,
Specifically, that's Sasuke.
That's Sasuke. Well, not
does-
just Sasuke. He's
bleh,
like
bleh,
good
bleh.
do it. He has the Sharingan eyes too. What
Spoilers.
Sharingan gets really stupid later on in the show.
Spoilers.
But no, the Sharingan
Spoilers.
is like it's from like episode 1. That's like what the
Fucking
Uchiha
nerds.
clan does. The spoilers will be if I talk about him having the Mangekyo Sharingan or be able to summon like Susanoo and things like that.
I have no idea what he's talking
It's
about.
like he's speaking another language.
Wait.
It gets-
Oh no, spoilers is if you were talking about Kakashi having a Sharingan, which he does. Spoilers.
Yeah, that's spoilers like episode 5.
Yeah, that's super
Like,
early.
you find that out when they
I knew
fight-
that
You
much.
find that out when they fight Zabuza in like literally like the 15th
Which is the
episode.
best story arc in the whole freaking show.
That's pretty good. Zabuza's a cool villain.
no.
Love Zabuza.
The whole thing is
The tune-in exams are really cool too.
Is that the one where they're in the big
They're on the bridge.
arena,
No.
or is that the one where they're in?
Zabuza
in-
is
Zabuza's the one that
Zabuza is the guy with the big sword. He's like a bounty hunter,
Yeah.
and he's got the kid with the
Oh
mask.
no,
that
I know
makes
who
the ice
Zabuza is.
mirrors. They're on the bridge.
I'm
Throw
asking
the
what in the
needles.
tuning exams is that. Oh wait, that is the tuning exams.
No, that's before. That's like
Zabuza.
that's like their first mission.
Because I thought the tuning exams was there in their forest.
It's like the forest
Well,
and then
it's,
the
it's,
tournament.
it's 3 steps. The first step everyone forgets is the test. It's a 3-step thing. The first step is like a written test, which is 1 episode, and it's awesome.
Yeah, that's why everyone forgets about
It's a
it because
really
it's a literal exam.
It's
You know what my favorite episode of Naruto is? The one when they take a test.
it's a really cool episode. It's a very cool episode. But then they go to the forest. And
Is
they
it
get-
multiple choice? They got the
So
Scantron.
in the forest, each of the groups are each given either a Earth scroll or a Heaven scroll.
Must use number 2 pencil jutsu.
He's got a Sharingan and look at all the answers.
Scantron jutsu.
Scandron.
He's like,
Wait, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
I like that your Naruto hand thing is zzzz.
you put it through the machine.
One of my favorite parts, one of my favorite things about Naruto is the sound effect it makes when they do a jutsu. Where it's like, doop, like that sound it makes when like the jutsu begins. You know what I'm talking about? Like that sound.
It's like a shing or something,
It's
right?
like, sing. Like imagine like that, but like every Scantron, shing. Like you just hear it down the hall, like scanning tests again.
So, are you going to get into Shippuden?
Here's the thing. I got like a good chunk in the Shippuden, and then I stopped watching because Shippuden gets stupid.
Does it really?
I don't know.
I
How
didn't get
far
too
into
far.
Shippuden did you get? Like what's
10
the-
episodes, maybe.
Oh, okay. The first like 50 episodes are awesome.
Because it's in, like, the desert area, right?
Yeah, they go back and Gaara gets captured by the Akatsuki, particularly Sasori and Deidara capture him, and then
Okay.
The only thing Sakura does that's useful in the entire 600 episodes of Naruto is like, one fight she has there.
Excellent.
It's the only time she's useful, and all she does is cry the rest of the show.
I remember this. And I remember it was, like, a bit of a story arc for her to try and, like, find her power. And
No, she's like, actually useful there because her and this old lady beat up one of the Akatsuki members.
Right.
Hi.
Chris has no
This
background.
became an anime podcast all of a sudden.
I've watched Naruto up until the end of the Chunin exams, and that's where I dropped off.
There's one really good arc. Like if you skip, there's like 2 filler arcs after that I skipped, and then there's a really good arc where Sasuke runs away.
I watched a bit past that, and I'm familiar with some of the major storylines, like the Naruto versus Sasuke bit and that sort of deal. But I didn't watch much past the Chunin exams. There was a point where I watched a ton of anime, especially in my early teens, and then I just kind of dropped off. And it's not that I was like one of those things like anime's for kids or whatever. It's like I just stopped watching it.
Yeah,
I got really into
it's
music.
just because it takes a lot of time to do, you know?
I got really into music when I was like 15, 16 years old, and that kind of took over my life for a while.
Well, I'm excited because I sent you. I have told you actually. Well, just either. I just bought all of Cowboy Bebop and the Cowboy Bebop movie on Blu-ray
Ooh,
for like $30.
I do like Cowboy Bebop.
Have you seen the movie before?
No.
Have you seen the Cowboy Bebop movie?
No.
Have you seen Cowboy Bebop at all?
I've seen the show.
The movie is.
Didn't we watch the show together?
Oh, we watched part of
I've
it.
watched the show all the way through.
But anyway, the movie is absolutely incredible. We'll get there. We'll watch it sometime. But so I'm starting Cowboy Bebop. It comes tomorrow from Amazon, so I'll probably start watching that.
Dude, awesome.
And stop watching Naruto. I've seen it before. Don't get me wrong with it.
Yeah.
I want to watch it again. This is being a nerd cast all of a sudden.
So
When is it not?
Topics.
I'm liking this discussion thing that we're going so far. One, because you've been gone for like a month, and it's a good opportunity.
This is the first time, like,
to sit
even
down and talk
outside of the podcast, we've really gotten to like.
This is literally the
chat.
first time that we get to hang
Since
out
I've been
with Sam
gone.
in a while. So really, what we're doing is just our normal hang up, but on camera.
It's true.
So something that I wanted to kind of talk about, Bringo, is something that I want to get today, and I'm going to have to preface this, and this will probably be the last thing we jump into, so that way we can record before Caleb has to leave and go see his friend.
Anyways, yes.
What was I about to say? My preface is that I've been listening to a podcast, a couple podcasts recently at work, specifically one called Labeled, which is, are you familiar with Tooth and Nail Records, Caleb?
It sounds familiar.
Okay. Tooth and Nail Records, then, is an alternative record label.
Okay.
Who have had some of, I think, the most prolific alternative bands for quite a while. Some very big names have come out of Tooth and Nail. And I'm going to try and come up with a couple of times. MXPX, Anberlin, August Burns Red, Dead Poetic, Under Oath.
So a lot of like
Emery.
Right, all rock.
We'll switch whatever on Tooth and Nail.
Switch was not Tooth and Nail.
Without
You know
the
who
Heroes?
was? Get this, was Jeremy Camp.
Forgot about that.
Really?
His first two
What?
albums.
That's so random.
His first two albums were
Yeah, you
produced
got
at Tooth and
August
Nail.
Burns Red, you got Jeremy Camp.
I mean, this is way before ABR's time. But yeah, it's like some very, very
You definitely
popular
said
bands.
ABR.
Huh?
You definitely said ABR when you were listening.
They did not all at the same time.
Yeah. Oh,
I said-
yeah.
I
He's
said
saying-
Anne
he's-
Boleyn,
he's
and
talking
they're
about-
not-
He's talking about Jeremy
I
Camp
said
in general.
Anberlin, and they're not around anymore. Like, R.I.P. Love Anberlin.
No, actually, I would say I wish they
Cheers.
are, but I'm glad they aren't, because look at every other band besides Relient K that's still around from that era. They all suck now. Looking at you, Hawk Nelson.
Chris is upset already, I can tell, because...
What?
I love Anberlin.
No, you either live long enough that you see yourself become a villain, or you die a hero.
Anberlin was one of those bands where every album they put out was better.
You
than
live
the last
long enough
one.
to become Amberlin, or you die
you
early
die
enough to
Hawk
become
Nelson.
Jeremy Camp.
Hawk Nelson was Tooth and Nail, though, actually.
Hawk Nelson was Tooth and Nail. Hawk Nelson is bad.
Now they're CCLI.
They're bad now.
They're very bad now. Oh my god.
Hawk Nelson, I'm sorry.
But anyway, I've been listening to this podcast. It's actually set up. It's run by these by three guys. Aaron Lunsford, who was the drummer for As Cities Burn, who was also a Tooth and Nail band, and then you've got Matt Carter and Toby Morrell, who are both part of Emery.
I'm gonna give you one shot to guess the genre that As Cities Burn was.
Well, I'm going to assume it's not the presumed genre of metal that you're...
It's not metal.
As Cities Burn,
Alternative.
Jazz.
Yes. They're actually a jazz synthwave fusion.
Jazz synthwave fusion. If my music
With
genre is
a-
in less than 4 words...
With a
I mean-
Vocaloid singer.
From Animal
Wait,
Crossing.
I'm sorry, a Vocaloid singer?
Vocaloid.
As opposed to vocal?
No, do you know what a Vocaloid? Vocaloid is like, you know how like in like especially Asian culture, there's like the phenomena of like the like cartoon women who like sing, but it's not a real person.
Oh, what's the name?
I have
of the-
no
what's the name-
idea
what's
what
the
you're
name of the
talking
green-haired-
about.
There's a really popular one right now.
Hatsune Miki.
Hatsune Miku is a
It's
Vocaloid.
Hatsune Miku, but she's not real. She's,
it's an anime band that doesn't exist.
look up Vocaloid. It's a Vocaloid is how you like you
What
create a
are you
like
talking about?
sung vocals, but it's not real. They're like
There's a person that sings it.
Well, you can do them computer generated too.
That's true.
Images. What the flip? Oh,
yeah, that's her. He found
this is very risque.
Yeah.
You just searched Vocaloid.
This is pretty risque.
She's very
actually.
popular right now. She's still making music.
What's the deal? Why are they just sexy women?
Okay, but think about otaku and what's the thing in Japan where
cartoon.
it's like you don't go out of your house, like where men are like
That's
withdrawing.
otaku.
No, otaku is like you're obsessed with anime. It's a big issue.
Otaku is Japanese fan culture.
I thought otaku was like getting wrapped up in things and like kind
it's like Japanese.
Otaku are just essentially like fanboys.
But there's a term in Japanese culture. There's a problem in Japan right now where young men are just withdrawing.
I would be a Star Wars otaku.
Yes, you are.
Dude, have you seen freaking Me?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet Jesus, that changed me. This is something about seeing that.
Have you seen Me?
Like Beaker from...
No, God, no.
Can we watch Me before we play the gameplay tonight? Do you have time to watch Me?
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
we're watching Me right when we are done with this. I'm pulling it up.
I really don't want to.
It's gonna change.
I am not going to suggest that you watch it. But if you're okay with your life like being split into two halves, one being before and after you watch Me.
Do not watch it at work.
No.
It's not like porn, but it's
artistic.
It's not work friendly. I will say that.
So I've been listening to this podcast.
Is it about Me?
It is not.
Anyways.
And what it is, it's if you want to check it out, it's called Label, and it goes through
it's Maymay's. Okay, I'm sorry. What?
You what?
Chris, what? Chris.
Chris. Oni-chan.
Don't.
Stop it. Oh, God.
Oh, makes me upset.
I've been listening to this podcast, and it goes through some of the major bands and sort of like history and timeline of Tooth and Nail Records, which is quite prolific.
Cool.
And so it's a lot of interviews with bands like Emery and Under Oath and August Burns Red
and Jeremy Camp and all them.
Not with Jeremy Camp actually. And it's very, very cool, and it's had me think, because Tooth and Nail has had a very strong impact on my life, because that's the majority of that style of band, that sound was what really kind of started music, generating my interest in music. And up until I was about 20 years old, I wanted to be a musician. And so, you guys are both musicians as well, and so I was curious, what was it that got you into music and turned that into a passion in your life?
Well, so for me, it was the sociability, to be honest. I had a lot of friends at the time who were playing guitar, just acoustic guitar. They'd get together and hang out and jam.
All right, I guess a better way to phrase that, I'm sorry to cut you off because I know we're running short on time, I guess I should go and say what band or bands or artists or whatever
what
was
musically inspired me, even
because
if I was early.
For me it wasn't just anything, it was bands specific. I'd probably have to give it to Relient K is what I first started listening to when I was around 13 years old, and that really is what sort of kickstarted my love for music, and that's how I started appreciating it more. Under Oath is what made me want to be a musician. And they're one of the biggest like musical inspirations in my entire life. And right now, of course, that's also August Burns Red, who I've got like the tattoo for and everything as well. And so I was curious if you guys have artists or bands or anything like that
really
that
like
for you. But it is also a combination of
like almost a musical role model, or like a
not necessarily just a role model. It was like you listened to that and it was like, wow, this is something different. This is something that means a lot to me and has had
musically speaking.
Yeah.
Ew.
Because it was also like the combination of the situation I was into. I didn't necessarily have a ton of friends. I was going through some stuff at the time when I started listening to Under Oath, and it was like that music was perfect for the things that I was feeling, the things I was going through, and that had a big effect on my life. And so I'm curious if you guys have had something like that. So you said you had a lot of friends that were playing guitar and that sort of thing as well.
Yeah, and that's what got me into learning music. But as far as music that I really enjoy, like, I will never say no to listening to and can get behind 100% is always going to be like a cappella music, particularly like Pentatonix.
Okay.
Pentatonix is really, really cool.
I didn't know that.
Because it's unique.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, it's not unique because it's actually one of the older styles of music, but
it's so hard to do. Mm-hmm. It's so hard to be a part of an acapella
and you need to
band.
have like certain people involved in the vocal range to have it work properly.
It's so hard first to get people together to do that sort of thing, and then
like their bass,
acapella music is supposed to bass especially is so hard to find.
Well, but
then acapella music is so hard to perform because if one person does something wrong, it throws off the sound of the entire thing. And so to hear a good acapella group, you have to understand that every person in that group is insanely talented.
Yeah, but if you have like the same thing, if you play a chord on guitar and one of your strings is out of tune, it'll.
I understand that, but I mean, it's like you can look at a band and be like, yeah, these guys are good. Their guitarist is okay. Mm-hmm. But this band is good as a whole. If you were to go and see an acapella group and one of them couldn't sing well, you'd be like, oh, yeah, they were not good.
Yeah.
And so to make an acapella group sound well, everyone has to be almost perfect. And I've got a huge amount of respect for acapella groups.
Particularly, I mean, Pentatonix is always going to be up there.
Pentatonix is up there, man. Yeah, for sure. I've been really big into. I just started listening to them. They're really, really good. Let me pull this up.
Sam, what about you?
Straight No Chaser. They're really good. They're an Indiana acapella group that are very good. For me,
you gotta look into these guys. They're called Voice Play.
Gotcha.
Check them out. They've got a dope cover of "It Ain't Me."
Oh yeah, you played me that one. Yeah,
it's
awesome. Actually really good.
I'll play it for you after the podcast. It's
sure.
really
while
good.
we're pulling at Me, he'll play that.
Not while we're
doing it. Excellent. Anyway, Sam.
So acapella for you. That was actually something I didn't know. That's really, really interesting. That's super, super cool. I love acapella. What about you, Sam?
Yeah, so I have 3 songs. So when I was
specific songs.
I was here's why. I was very sheltered from music growing up.
Yep, same.
So Mom, I'm sorry. I think you know the story already, Mom. So it's fine. Also, I don't know if you watch our podcast.
Yeah, my parents hate Under Oath.
So
actually, my mom less. But my father, no.
But yeah, my mom, I grew up in a very, very conservative household. I wasn't really allowed to like engage in a lot of culture as much growing up.
Yep,
and yeah, you and I, Chris and I had very similar.
Extremely similar. Just assume that all of this also applies to my life.
So I was like with the radio, I was only allowed to listen to like 104.9, which is Columbus's like family like Christian radio.
Okay.
Like the river.
So my mom let me have my dad's old clock radio when I was like 11. And I found 88.7, which is like Christian rock.
Radio U.
Yeah, Radio U. Way back in the day. Like we're talking, I was probably 11.
Oh man, they would have played heavy stuff back then.
There's a lot of heavy stuff, but also a decent amount of hip hop. Because Christian hip hop is like first becoming a thing.
That's when Lecrae got popular.
It was bad.
Tadashi and all them.
It was bad, but there were 3 songs that I was.
I don't mean to hate.
No, it was bad.
I really didn't like hip hop.
It was Grit's song "Fly Away," which no one's ever heard. Like I don't think it's on any of their albums. It's just like a random song they make.
Probably
called
just
"Fly Away."
A single that they did.
It's amazing. So that's actually still a good song. "Fly Away" by Grits. "Out of Control" by John Rubin.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Be out of control.
Yeah.
That song is like kind of hip hop, kind of rock, but I would call it rap because he raps the verses.
Yeah.
And then a song called "Outta Control" by a Canadian Christian rapper named Caboose. Royce da 5'9" is on it, which you may remember. You remember when Eminem did a rap duo called Bad Meets Evil?
Yeah.
Royce da 5'9" did that with Eminem, but he's on a Christian rap song.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't know what to make of Royce da 5'9", but if you listen to Bad Meets Evil, but if you listen to that song, it's like, oh, he sounds like a good guy, like referencing like Bible verses.
You know something crazy, Sam, that's so similar to the story that you just told? Is you're talking about how you were given your dad's old like clock radio. When I was 13, I was living in San Antonio, and I had this big CD player / stereo. I never turned on the radio on it, whatever, because I would just put all my CDs in it, my Switchfoot and stuff. Mm-hmm. If Switchfoot and Relient K, it was really all I'd ever played on. I think some Newsboys. Back when they were good.
Which albums?
Well, I had Shine the Hits.
I had Shine the Hits too.
So it had all of their actual best songs.
It's missing a couple, but in general.
Yeah, I mean, no deep cuts or anything on that album. But I mean, it was seriously. It was after I got by Relient K. I don't think I ever took it out.
It's a good album.
On repeat, it's their best album. It's my favorite album of all time. Go listen to it if you haven't.
It's my second favorite Relient K album.
It's the best one.
I think you could argue that objectively it's the best. Personally, I prefer Anatomy for like personal reasons.
Anatomy
I got into earlier, but I can very much so understand like from a like technical standpoint, it's probably a better album.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Anatomy of the Tongue in Cheek was their second album. past their just awful self-titled.
Not good.
It's not good at all. Which is so weird because Anatomy Tongue Cheek is very, very good. And then after that, they had another album that I actually prefer over Anatomy called Two Lefts Don't Make a Right, but Three Do.
I don't like that album that much.
Which is so
Two Lefts Don't
strange
Make
to me.
Right, but Three Do?
Yeah, that's the name of the album.
Huh.
Yeah, it's got some really, really good songs on
Their
it.
titling of what they do is really creative.
Mood Rings,
My favorite-
Jefferson Airplane,
My favorite song title of theirs is...
Crayons Can Melt on Us for All We Care.
That's a good one, but...
Wait, hold on.
which is worse, beating a
Crayons
dead horse
Can
or
Melt on
betting
Us for All We
one?
Care?
Crayons
goodness.
Can Melt on Us for All We Care. The song is 8 seconds long. I'm not joking. It's legitimate. And the song
gosh.
goes, I'm going to sing it for you. Are you ready for this? It's
Okay.
Matt Thiessen playing piano. It's 4 chords. And he goes, I just wasted 10 seconds of your life. Bing. Whole song. I said 8. It's 12 seconds long. Pardon me.
My favorite song like that, though, might be Built This Pool off of Blink-182's
California by
album.
Blink-182. Yeah, that's a good album.
On Blink-182's most recent album, I'm going to make Chris sing it for you.
I want to see some naked dudes. That's why I built this pool. And then you hear somebody go, wait, is that really it?
That's like, it's like, there's like 15-second long song called
It's
Built
so
This Pool.
awesome.
What?
It's just, I want to see some naked dudes. That's why I built this pool. And then you hear Travis Barker go, what?
No, he literally goes, he's like, wait, is that really it?
Wow. I might have to get into Blink-182 because that's funny.
It's really funny.
Just listen, make sure, listen to California, which is the album they put out
It
last
is.
year.
It's really good.
Or specifically, they put out the deluxe edition, I think, that might have been this past summer.
Something like
Listen to
that.
the deluxe edition. Most deluxe edition of album releases are like a couple extra songs. This is an entire second disc. So it's like a 24-song album, and they're all good.
The second one might be better than the first, to be honest.
They're both really strong. It's
They're both really
some of Blink-182's best work. And I mean, I know I'm in the minority when I say I prefer the guy singing for them now over who was their original vocalist? I don't remember.
Travis Barker is the only member of that band who I can name.
He's the drummer.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's really
Incredible drummer too. Yeah, Travis
good.
Barker.
You divulged far away. You divulged far away from the.
You know what's crazy is I just recently found out. Do you know Travis Barker has played in like 5 other bands since then?
He also did some solo like hip hop albums.
Oh, they can't be good.
Really?
Well, it's not him rapping. It's
Oh.
he does all
Like
the
he produced them?
instrumentals and then like have rapper, but they're Travis Barker albums and they feature other people.
Like DJ Khaled.
They're not great. It's like DJ Khaled, but if there was more drum.
That makes sense. He's a drummer.
He's drumming DJ
They're not
Khaled.
great albums. I mean, they're like 1 or 2 good songs in each of them. I think there's 2.
I think we're starting to wrap up here. I'll let Sam do the
Yeah.
outro. Before we get to that, though, there's a couple things I want to mention. We recently, last weekend, just due to some scheduling stuff because Sam's gone. This last 2 weekends or so, our schedule or upload schedule has been a little off, and we're hoping to change that. And I mean, we're uploading this on a Saturday, so it really hasn't fixed quite yet. But I mean, that's something we'll work on. This week we're going to be meeting up and planning some stuff. So we've got some new stuff we're going to be throwing at you soon. Some slight changes here and there that I'm very, very excited. It's all stuff that I don't want to keep under wraps, but I did kind of want to tease. In the meantime, please go back and watch our Dead Space video, which is the most recent Spook Point video that we've gone, and I think it's the funniest thing we've ever made.
Dead Space?
Yeah, I really like it.
I think it's the second funniest behind Resident Evil, but I think they're the funniest 2 videos we've made.
I put Resident Evil 3. I think Golf is funnier than Resident Evil.
Golf is really funny.
I thought Golf was funnier than Resident Evil, but I think Dead Space is probably the funniest thing. If only because I get the hell scared out of me in Dead Space.
By
It's
the
funny.
pizza guy.
And Sam edited it so well. It looks really good. But so
Sam's
please
doing a good
go check out our Dead Space video. That's our newest one. We're going to be working on Alien Isolation tonight, and go check that out. Which will be, if you're watching this the day we upload it, which is Saturday, then our Alien video will be up tomorrow on Sunday. And if you're watching this past either of those dates, they should already be on the channel. And please go enjoy those. We got some new stuff coming for you. Sam, do the outro.
Thanks so much for watching. I have been Sam. That's been Chris. That's been Caleb. Twice in a row now. I'm doing good things.
Wow.
We'll see if I do it right for the isolation video.
You probably won't.
Yeah, spoiler alert, I probably won't. We have a Patreon, patreon.com/SavePoint Productions. It helps us do the things we do.
Can you?
It's happening. Nips. I missed that time, I think. We we also have Facebook and Twitter. We all have personal Twitters. A big thing as a quick side note before I let you go. I'll let you go in a second. But quick. Oh, gosh. A quick thing that I want to mention is... I hate this channel sometimes.
We all float down here.
A couple things I want... One quick thing I want to mention. We are making a big...
Hello! Sam, that's Caleb.
You're not speaking into the microphone, Caleb.
Anyways, Patreon. They got the Patreon.
I'll talk about this on our next podcast. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Sam. It's been Chris and Caleb.
Chris!
We're Save Point Productions. If you liked it, leave a like. If you didn't, subscribe. Goodbye.
Get out of my face.
Me time. Me. I'm so sorry for any of you who go and watch me